Good midday, tubes. Jimbo here. Am I red? Yeah, I'm red. It's hot. It's a little humid. Mostly hot. Nothing like yesterday or the day before that. The last 3 days we've been over 100 degrees here. We've been warmer than Arizona. At least according to my friend who lives in Arizona. Yesterday I think we topped out somewhere around 120. Maybe not entirely 120. I think it was more like 118. Might as well have been. But I did not do anything all week except for Saturday morning, which was finish the other truck. But just now I was tinkering with this guy here, or gal, because you know I named it Greta. This is the Junkyard truck, and if you've been following along, you'll know that I put a Edelbrock ABS2 carburetor, 4-barrel carburetor in it, along with a kind of a cheap HEI distributor, which I thought was giving me problems. So I put a new ignition coil and well, actually I have the original one back in it because the Napa one that I got was a little chintzy. Chintzier than the one that was in there, at least the wiring as far as that goes. But I put a new ignition module on it, and I was getting a weird stumble around 3K. And you know, I'm new to Edelbrock carburetors. I normally, at least on my last truck, or the other truck, which I'll show you in a minute, when it was carbureted, it had Holley carburetors, and they worked pretty good. But I wanted to try an Edelbrock, and I've read a lot of good reviews on this ABS2. It's a lot better than the older generation Edelbrock carbs. A lot easier for me to tune anyways, but I was thinking the distributor was giving me problems, and it had in my head I was just going to get like a Pertronix unit and replace that, or replace the HEI with that, which probably would be a good idea. But after today it's not really needed, because I hopped in the truck and I haven't started it in probably closer to a month. I've just let it sit over there because I have stuff I want to do to it. I gotta wait on parts. But anyways, hopped in the truck, let it idle for a few seconds, build oil pressure, kind of wake up. It's already partially worn out because it's been so hot this week, so I wasn't too worried about it. And then I revved it up to about 3K, and it was kind of, you know, stumbling, and the tachometer was just like dropping off, and I was thinking that was the distributor. So I'm not really sure why the tach was doing that. Could just be the way the tach is. It is a Ford tach, so everybody driving down the street is probably looking at me like, what's this guy doing with the camera? Making a YouTube video, what do you think? But anyways, I let it sit there, 3,000 RPM, and it's just and all of a sudden it's going, yeah, and then I matted it, and it was fine. So what I'm thinking is that maybe there could have been some debris that was in the carburetor when it was made. Because I checked my fuel filters and everything, I can take them apart because they're the Edelbrock, or at least the one at the carb that I put in there. It has a really nice screen in it, or like stone looking thing, around a cylindrical stone, and it's clean. I mean, sparkly clean. Like there's nothing there. And I checked this. I think there's another screen that goes into the carburetor. Check that. That was clean. I mean, if nothing's going through the first one, then it should be fine. Had great fuel flow and all that stuff. So I'm starting to think that I just had a piece of debris in the carburetor. Probably from when it was manufactured is what I'm thinking. It just kind of got in there somewhere. Or it could have even been some water. Could have had some water in the fuel, who knows. But anyways, it was running great. I put the tune back to, well, not necessarily back to where I had it. I tuned it as lean as I could get it without it, you know, having an issue. And well, she does burnouts, flies up the street. It's great. Well, it doesn't totally fly. It's not super fast, but it's pretty happy right now. So anyways, that's that. It seems to be running fine, so I'm gonna hold off on buying any more engine parts for it for now. If anything, later this year, I'll order the rest of the stuff for putting this in. This is freshly rebuilt. That nut I couldn't find. If you guys watched the last video, it was just sitting on the table. Just don't know how I missed it. I still gotta put that that cover tail end back on. I'm missing a screw. Don't know where it went, so I'll have to find one of those. I started making a video on this, but had to stop because I was fighting crappy snap ring pliers. So I'm going to be ordering a nice set from Astro Tools to get these snap rings out. I have another one from Napa coming. That's the it does the other snap rings that are a total pain in the ass. I think there's one in here somewhere that I can't get. I think there's one down there. I have to get the special tool for it, but sorry, I'm kind of jumping around, but the 5-speed swap on that is just on hold for temporary purposes because I'm trying to finish up the what I've been doing with the 4BT truck. What I've got going on here is I'm converting this transfer case over to, actually I'm tearing it down to make sure there's no case damage done to it, because this one here is damaged. And what I want to do is I want to take parts from this one and turn this one into a fixed yoke, and I'll explain to you why right now. This is my 82 F-150 that's got a 4BT Cummins in it. Same 5-speed as the one on the floor in the garage that I just showed you. In fact, that one came out of this so I could rebuild it. So this truck, in the last few videos, we put some new suspension stuff in this thing. This is just crazy. Hi, kitty. Put the Sky Off-Road lift shackle or reverse shackle kit in there, and then I put the extended front spring hangers, and this in total, plus the spring pack I built, this is giving me a 12-inch lift in the rear. And I went to order my front springs to lift the front. They're out of stock. Yeah, out of stock. I don't know if you can tell. See how far out that drive shaft is? That needs to be a lot further in. I've got okay driveline angle. Probably could be better. In fact, it's a little bit more excessive on this side. So what I have planned for this, I'm going to be building that transfer case on the table to have a slip yoke eliminator. Essentially what it is. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to have a whole new drive shaft made. Actually, this one could probably be modified still, because I need a slip yoke put in the drive shaft, and then I'm going to run a double cardan U-joint, also known as a CV axle or CV joint. So we're going to put that in there, and then you see the reason why I haven't cut my U-bolts, in case someone's wondering, is I'm going to put a pinion angle shim in between the spring and the axle, because I need this pinion here to come up probably another 2 degrees, and then that'll put it at a nice straight angle, and then this end here where our double cardan is, that's where all our pivot stuff is going to be, and yeah, we'll be able to have good driveline geometry no matter where the suspension is. The front's another story also. The front is going to get a double cardan driveline as well. I think that would probably, oh, you guys can't see anything. I think this one will probably just need to be shortened. Yeah, the tube will be shortened, and then they'll add the double cardan end on it. Possibly a new slip yoke. But what I'm going to be doing, you can see up here, I'm fairly close to the cross member. This is going to get lifted another 5 inches. Problem is that driveline is going to hit the cross member. If I put a double cardan joint in there, it will push the pivot point a little bit further out, and then I should have a little bit more room there. If not, I'll have to cut that cross member and put a little loop in it and notch it. So yeah, I was gonna order springs for this, but they are currently out of order or out of stock. I was gonna get Superflex 7-inch lift springs. I think 7-inch plus the buckets I got. The buckets I have in here are 2 inches lower than factory. Having the solid axle in here is an instant 2-inch, so we got 2, 4. We're looking at like a 10 or 11-inch lift up front if I do that. So it should match the front. I'm thinking I might actually get the 5-inch springs. So this will have still have a good rake to it, but the front will be lifted up, won't look as goofy. But that's everything I have planned, and that's pretty much gonna take the rest of this year. I'm just slowly picking away at things. This one, the transfer case is gonna be kind of a cheap deal. New drive lines is gonna be a little spendy. I'm gonna wait on doing all that until we get the front end lifted, and then that way I can see where my front drive line is, and then kind of get that out of my head, and then I can move forward. But anyways, that's just a channel update. I probably won't have any other videos. I was hoping to do a transfer case video, but that's not happening, so I gotta wait till I get my snap ring pliers. But yeah, well, wait, once we get the springs we can lift this thing up a little bit higher. The shocks I have in it are already too long for right now, or for this lift I have here. So once I put the spring in there, they'll be the right length. These I already had, and I put them on prior to this project we did here, and they're about the right length for this lift. So, but I tell you, this thing rides so much nicer with that spring pack and the shackle kit in the back. I've been really happy with how it rides with this on there. I still need to take these out. I'm not going to be able to use those anymore. This truck will probably never have airbags again, which is fine, because with the spring pack I have built back here, I think I should be able to hold probably 1.5 tons of firewood, and that should be, that's good enough. If it can sit level with 1.5 tons of firewood in the back, that's good enough for me. And of course, for the junkyard truck, we're not gonna do any transmission stuff with that. I don't know when I'm gonna do that actually, because I'm more focused on getting Betty squared away, because that is my most reliable truck. So I want to at least get the lift in the front finished up, and then I'll start getting parts for the transfer case stuff. So that's probably this summer we're going to focus on finishing the lift in the front, transfer case build, and then drive lines, get those squared away, and then I'm probably going to call it a day on that one. I'll move on to putting that, or getting stuff to put that in this truck. And that's going to be another one of those, I need drive lines again. Just to let you guys know, that truck is running good. Oh, I did want to show you guys something. I added a cooling fan in here. So when you put the AC on, which works, and blows ice cold, that fan kicks on. And thanks to the 3G alternator I got in there and the bigger battery, it's able to run that no problem. But yeah, that air conditioning in that thing works ice cold, just cruising down the road, nice and cool. So yeah, especially this time of the year, and especially with how the weather's been changing, gotta have the AC. Yeah. Anyways guys, I'm gonna go edit this video, post it, and just relax. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe if you haven't already. Check out the links down below. I'll catch you next time.